I mean, the show could be about, Din Djarin training or having. I know. Look at this.
I will eat you now. What's going on, everybody? Critic and the Common Man, and for the final time this year, we are here for another and final Mandalorian review. Up today, Chapter 16.
Actually, I think in this case it would be.
Yes, seriously. This is your full spoiler warning. The episode's already been out for a while. We had some time to digest it and to let it settle and to see what we thought. And now here we are coming in for a review. So, immediate reactions, Chris. Chapter 16, the big finale, what we'd been waiting for. A lot of hype had been built up to this. And this thing just dropped some bombs on us. What did you think? Initial reactions, love it, hate it, indifferent.
I thought the episode was awesome. And, I think any of the old Star Wars fans are going to think the same thing, just to be able to see Mark Hamill,
Right.
Spoilers, by the way. You already said that, right?
Yep, we already gave the spoiler warning. We're good.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool. It was nice to see just the build up to this moment, really. Everything that, the season was kind of pushing towards, which I think it did very well. I think it did it way better than like season one was, with the build up and everything. We knew where this was going, like 3 episodes before. He was looking for that cruiser. And no, I mean, it was awesome to see them freaking just go in and just take everybody out, just all the Mandalorians just together, working together. It was really cool.
Prior to Luke coming into the episode, I was a little bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like there wasn't a lot happening. It was kind of like the same thing that happened before when they tried to get the
right.
Right.
And the problem to me still is that these dark troopers, or not, whatever they are. Yeah, the dark troopers, they're still like too Bionicle, Iron Man-esque, and I didn't really love them as villains. And then, he just sucks them all out into space. And I'm thinking, okay, that's the end of that. And then even with, I don't know, even the big reveal at the end with the, Luke being the Jedi that comes to save Grogu, I was still expecting, and I know this is kind of not that I was expecting more, but I think I was expecting something a little bit different. I was expecting Thrawn at some point in this, earlier in the episode. I was expecting whoever the Jedi is that's going to save him maybe to be a little bit earlier in, but I get it. I get where they went with that. Everything leading up to Luke coming in and saving the day, I thought was a little bit disappointing to be the final episode.
Yeah, and it'd be different if these dark troopers felt a little more reminiscent of like the droid armies that you see in like the first and second one, which I understand that like, they kind of hinted that they used to be humans and then they removed the humans and made them fully, automatic. And so now you have, these weird like human robot things, whatever. Right. You're right. I and again, we've already discussed this. I don't like the way they look. I think that's a little weird.
No.
I did kind of want the big reveal to be someone else. I wanted it to be someone other than Luke Skywalker. I thought that would have been amazing. With that said, I think the CGI for him was pretty cool.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. There was obviously, there was a little bit of like seams around the face where you could sort of tell, but for the most part, it was pretty on point.
And they limited his words for that reason.
That's true.
And the fact that even Mark Hamill himself kind of approved, like he was making little jokes on social media, like, have you seen anything good on TV lately? Like,
well, and it was pretty impressive too. Mark Hamill was coming out and talking about how they kept that a secret for an entire year.
Wow.
That he was coming in at the end. He said they've known about that for a long time since they started filming. They've known that's how it was going to end, and they were actually able to keep that a secret this whole time. So props to the crew of The Mandalorian for that, because I feel like it's pretty rare for a big spoiler like that to go that long and still just be speculation. Nobody actually knew it was going to be Luke coming in and saving the day. There were still multiple theories out there. So props to them.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying props to them for being able to keep that under wraps.
Yeah, even when I saw the X-Wing kind of fly in, and I was trying to figure out, I was like, well, who flies an X-Wing? And like I was like, well, Ahsoka doesn't fly an X-Wing. I've never seen her fly an X-Wing. Right. It's not Ahsoka. Could it be, some of the other Jedis that we've seen? And in my mind, I was like, it's probably Luke, because Luke flies an X-Wing. And
Yep.
I would be lying if I said I didn't feel a little bit of disappointment that they were bringing in somebody we've already seen.
Yeah, and it kind of where we're going to end up going with this conversation inevitably is it leaves so many questions as to the future of the Mandalorian TV show. Now, did you happen to stick around for the post-credits scene?
No.
You need to do that. You need to do that. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens in the scene, but basically they've announced that there's going to be another spin-off show specifically about Boba Fett.
Yes, the book of Boba Fett.
The book of. So go back to the episode in Disney Plus before we watch Soul. Hey, and go back and fast forward through the credits. There's a post-credit scene. It's not very long. You got to check it out.
Okay.
But that doesn't really push the main story along. That's more to set up the book of Boba Fett. But it leaves so many questions for me as to what is the Mandalorian going to be moving forward. He's gotta. You've got to imagine that Grogu is now such an integral part of this that he's going to still be in the show, or is it going to go back to just being about Din Djarin and not the child?
Yeah, because then you get into the thing like, if it's about the child, then it's, the Mandalorian has to be involved somehow because the show's called The Mandalorian. Right. But then we'd have to be seeing Luke, and I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see the child as much anymore. I think we're gonna see
the thing
him be a more, like he's gonna go do other things.
Maybe.
He
but
has
the thing
dark
is, they're
saber,
already
too.
talking about. They're already talking about this actor guy. I don't remember his name. I recognize his face, and you probably know if you
Din
saw him.
Djarin?
But this actor, no, not Din Djarin. They're talking about this actor coming in and playing playing a young Luke Skywalker.
Which
They're
one?
saying
Winter Soldier guy?
Yes, Winter
Sebastian
Soldier
something.
guy. Yes, that's it. Winter Soldier guy. They're talking about having him come in and play a young Luke Skywalker. So if that's the case, is the show next season going to follow Din, Grogu, and Luke? Because that would be insane.
Yeah, I know. People like really want him to play it, but I know they got somebody else to play the face of Luke in this. Like, to be
maybe
it
was a different guy. I thought it was Winter Soldier guy, but maybe it was a different guy.
People want it to be him because we've seen composites and stuff, and it looks amazing.
Regardless of who it is they're talking about having him played by, it's possible that if they are bringing in another character to play young Luke, that the next season is going to pretty rapidly find Din Djarin, Luke, R2, and Grogu all fighting through space together. But then, see, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I like that.
No, I don't either.
Because then the show is going to become about Luke.
It's a buddy cop show. It's what it becomes.
Right. It does, and it's totally going to... The focus will inevitably drift and become on Luke Skywalker because he's just a more flashy character. And he's a more well-known character.
I think we're going to see... Because Din Djarin now has the black saber. Dark saber?
Yes.
Dark saber.
Dark saber. Yep.
And Bo-Katan wouldn't take it. And now we understand that they have this desire to see Mandalore restored. And so I'm thinking that that's where the show is going to go, is that Din Djarin is going to kind of start to find his roots in the Mandalorians and the only Mandalorians that he's met and try and establish a new civilization of Mandalorians and try to maybe reclaim Mandalore.
I feel like, and I'm with you. I could see that being a definite possibility. I'm a little bit worried for the future of these Star Wars shows on Disney Plus. A little bit, only because I'm starting to see them do the same thing that they did with the Marvel franchises, where there's going to become like 20 spin-off shows.
Yes.
There's going to be a Din Djarin show. There's going to be a Ahsoka show. There's going to be a young Luke and Grogu show. There's going to be a Boba Fett show. There's going to be a whatever this other one was that they've already announced. I already forgot the name of it. Show. There's going to be like 20 of these shows. I don't necessarily want that. I mean, not as a replacement for the movies. I'm okay with having that as a supplement to the movies in between the big films, but there's still something about the scale and budget of the big blockbuster Star Wars movies that if they were to bring somebody like Favreau in and do like a Knights of the Old Republic kind of setting, I think would still blow even The Mandalorian out of the water, which is not a diss on Mandalorian. It's just I think there's something to the scale of the movies that we don't get in these TV shows.
Yeah. Now, to jump back to Luke Skywalker really quick.
Right.
Because I did enjoy the episode. It was action-packed. It was cool. But that's about it. That's about, on a surface level, that's it. That's what you get, is this cool them pulling on your heartstrings and on your nostalgia. That's it. Because when you think about it, having Luke Skywalker show up doesn't do anything for the story. It's just a nostalgia thing. We're just like, oh, cool, it's Luke Skywalker. But it doesn't, it being Luke Skywalker doesn't push the story forward for us. And so
not when we're watching The Mandalorian.
Exactly.
If we were watching the story of young Luke Skywalker, sure. Not when we're watching
and that's where you kind of get into the same thing that all the Marvel movies did, is that some of them were only good in the sense that like we enjoyed seeing other characters in them. You know what I mean? Like they were just taking characters from this show and from this movie and just kind of putting them in one movie and like, oh, cool. But no substance to it. Yeah. So like all
by the way,
I
think I said Marvel TV shows earlier. I was thinking of Marvel. I meant to say like DC TV shows. I was talking about like Flash and like Green Arrow and the Punisher. No, sorry. I gotcha. That's my mistake. I said Marvel TV shows earlier. What I meant was I don't want them to all of a sudden have 20 different shows like the DC shows are doing with Gotham and the Punisher and Daredevil and Green Arrow. Sorry, so just to remedy that in
Punisher
case anybody
is
was
Marvel
wondering.
though.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
that's true.
With
that show's actually not even going anymore.
No,
I think it's canceled, I believe.
Fantastic show, though.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, but you were saying it doesn't push the story along.
It doesn't.
It was just a nostalgia thing.
And that's kind of what this show keeps doing, is like they're giving new fans what they want by kind of starting this new set of characters, but then also giving the old fans what they want. They want to see Luke Skywalker and all that. And instead, what we get is this like half-hearted attempt at kind of mingling the stories, when I think that the characters that we have now in this new series, especially with like, it could have been any of the new characters we've seen in the new movies, like, and obviously Rey and all of them, that's not going to line up with the timeline, but we have so many characters that are just as good, if not better than some of the old characters. Why not bring some of them in? What I'm saying is they've proven to us, the Star Wars franchise has proven to us that we can care about some of these new characters. So there's no reason to be bringing in Luke Skywalker and Boba Fett. As cool as it is, as dope as it is, it was really cool seeing him go down the hallway and wreck those robots. That was awesome.
It was cool.
But what does it do for the story, and what does it do for us as viewers? It doesn't do anything. It was just a nostalgia thing.
Well, where do we go from here? That's my big question. In the Mandalorian show, not any of these other spinoffs that may be made. In the Mandalorian, where do you think we go from here?
I think he is going to ride along with Bo-Katan and see what it is that she wants. Obviously, she wants the Darksaber, and he wants to give it to her, but she won't accept it. So I think there's going to be tension there, and I think both of them are going to have the same mindset. Like, we have to restore Mandalore. We can be the leaders of this new people, bring them back to glory. And the other thing is that we know for a fact that 15 years from now, Mandalore isn't a thing. At least it's not even mentioned in the movies. So something happens between this and the First Order. So I think we're going to see more tension between the Mandalorians and the First Order rising, what's left of the old Empire.
So we could see potentially so this is going to be the time frame, if I'm not mistaken here, where Luke goes and starts training young Jedis, where inevitably he trains Ben Solo, and he gets corrupted, and then basically that prefaces episode 7, right?
Yeah,
that's essentially what we're doing here.
He was way older when that happened.
Right. So we're in between those time things. So we're seeing Luke post episode 6. Going into the point where he's setting himself up to become the old, wise teacher who would have taught Ben Solo. So there's a massive gap with a lot of play in between there. But it's going to be interesting because, and I know you can't go back in time, but Grogu was not in any of the new movies. So he should have been, assuming Luke trained him up all that time, he should be alive at that point during those movies as a young Jedi somewhere out there. Yeah. I mean, it's, you're talking about, what, 40 years into the future probably?
Between now and the First Order?
Yes.
25
between
years.
Now and episode 7, I guess.
It's like 20
because
plus
Luke
years.
Because Luke definitely is significantly older.
Yeah.
By the time they find him. Oh, but they don't find him until whichever episode that was. They don't find him in the first one.
Yeah.
That's right. It takes a little while to find him.
But still.
Okay, fair enough.
And you have, at this time period, you also have Leia training to be a Jedi too.
That's right. That's right. So, oh man, that gets weird though. Like, how much do they want to pull those old characters back in? And, do they feel comfortable doing that? Do they want to have people play them so they don't have to do that CGI stuff every single episode? Because I don't think you can have an episode with young Luke if he's going to be CGI like that the whole time.
No, not if he's going to have full dialogue.
So you're saying that you think there's going to be no more Baby Yoda. You think Grogu's out of The Mandalorian for a little while.
I think that if Luke is going to be involved, yes, I think he's out.
Wow.
I think that maybe there's a time jump or something, or maybe something happens where he says, I can't train him anymore, or something like that. And then he returns to Din Djarin. I think we'll see a return of him at some point. But I think as far as, like, I don't think Luke is going to be as involved. I think they're just doing that to kind of hint at a wider world.
Okay. Man, how harsh is that from Jon Favreau to get everybody so involved in a character, and then you get 2 seasons of him, and then he's just out.
Well, because how are you going to have him? Like, Mark Hamill can't play him as much as we want him to.
No.
There's no way.
No.
You would have to have somebody play him, and I think having somebody else play Luke Skywalker, people would freak out.
I don't know if people would freak out. Not if Mark Hamill himself approved of it.
True.
Like, if Mark Hamill went on Twitter and was like, I love Star Wars. I want to see the continuation of Star Wars over everything. I want somebody to step in and play me. You have my full blessing. I don't think people would hate it. It's kind of like Will Smith playing the genie. Do you think, what was the response to that was not that bad. True. Will Smith stepped in to play a massively iconic role in The Genie, and I feel like he was one of the few people that people loved enough to accept doing it, and they did accept it. Don't think there was a ton of hate saying Robin Williams wouldn't have wanted this. If Mark Hamill, alive and well, comes in and says, I love Star Wars, I fully support them, having somebody come in and play me, you have my blessing to do this, I think the Star Wars fans are okay with that. I am. I personally am.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
But again, like, what does having Luke Skywalker in the story really do? Like, this isn't about Luke Skywalker.
No, you're exactly right. The story shouldn't be Grogu, Luke, and the Mandalorian. That's just ridiculous. It just becomes about Luke.
Yeah.
There's no way it couldn't. Now, if all of a sudden Luke reaches out and says, I've tried to train Grogu, but it's not possible, his bond with you is too strong, he sees you as a father, and if the Mandalorian says, it's part of my culture that I can't abandon this child, I don't know. I don't know where we go with that. And they bring baby Yoda back in. And is it the same with him having Grogu if there's no purpose for Grogu other than it's just his kid?
Yeah.
Like, if he has no motivation to get him anywhere and he's just kind of there, does it do enough for the story to continue? As much as I hate to say it, and as much as I would hate to see the no more baby Grogu, it may make more sense for the Mandalorian to continue on without Baby Yoda from here on out.
And it kind of, the show could be about, Din Djarin training or having, I know, look at this.
I will eat you now.
It could be about him and Grogu kind of taking the steps necessary together to be, to have Grogu become a Jedi. Just because it's The Mandalorian doesn't mean it's about Din Djarin. It could be about Din Djarin's part in Grogu's story. So,
ooh, yeah.
Well,
and how many seasons of The Mandalorian are we going to get? It's a huge, huge show right now.
True.
But how many seasons are we looking at? Are we going to get a show with 5 seasons? Is this thing going to go on for 10 seasons? We don't know. Baby Tenzin. Baby Tenzin has all the answers. My God, dude. I can't believe how big he's gotten. It blows my mind. If you're just listening in, Baby Tenzin is currently mauling Chris, and he's about 10 times the size of the last time you saw him on Instagram.
Yeah, he's almost as big as Marcy.
He's huge. I don't know, man. Let's go back to the episode and instead of some forward thinking here for a little while, but just to kind of close it up here. The episode to me, other than Luke coming in and saving the day, which I totally get is a big part, the big climax at the end, it didn't feel like a season finale episode to me. I felt like I would have rather the Crate Dragon episode seemed more intense and well done to me than this one. The Ahsoka Tano episode seemed more intense to me than this one. They gotta do away with the dark troopers for sure, because I feel like these Bionicle guys are just not doing
I feel like it would have been
show.
just as cool I think it would have been cooler to see Ahsoka be the one to come in.
Yeah, I think so too. To see Ahsoka or to see the dude who was disappeared with Thrawn in this as well.
Yeah, Ezra. R2, man. Yeah. Seeing R2 was pretty dope. That was cool.
Absolutely. But it's just pulling on your
heartstrings.
It is,
man. Again,
same
serves
thing they
no
did
purpose.
in the new movies.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, hey,
serves no
it's
purpose.
R2. That's it.
So let's talk about Gideon for a little bit. Moff Gideon. again, I gotta be honest, dude. I'm liking him less and less as his character in this show as it goes on. He doesn't feel Star Warsy to me, dude. And we talked about this a little bit, but he doesn't feel Star Warsy enough to me.
There's something.
Great actor. I'm not a diss on his acting ability at all.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Breaking Bad, watch it because he's amazing in that. But
yeah, so convincing, so good. But just to be part of the Star Wars universe, I just don't know if I buy it.
It feels too American, is what it is.
It's like too casual almost. All the big Star Wars villains have something about them, some sort of unique look or voice or trait, or they're scary or power or whatever. And he just seems very average.
Give him a scar or an eye or something. A robotic hand or something, but like he's just a human that speaks normal, and he feels like an office clerk wearing a cape or something.
Exactly. Yeah. If you saw that dude at Trader Joe's, you wouldn't think twice. If you saw freaking Darth Maul shopping for avocados, you would shit. Like you would freak out. Literally right there. It's just there's something about I don't know. There's something about his character that just doesn't quite do it for me as a villain.
Although you saw his face when he realized there was a Jedi coming in, like that.
Oh, he was scared as shit.
He tried to shoot himself. He tried to.
That's right. He was going to take the easy way out. I forgot about that.
Which makes you wonder why.
Right. And still, Ahsoka was still after Thrawn. He's still out there in the show. They left that there as just a potential cliffhanger. Yeah. I couldn't believe that we didn't get anything from him at the end. I thought for sure, like a big Star Destroyer was going to pull up at a light speed, or some weird looking ship, and at the like the bridge of it, Thrawn was going to be like looking down, and it was going to be like right as Ezra or somebody shows up, and that was going to be the season finale. I don't know. I got to be honest, man. Awesome. I was a little bit disappointed. With how we left this one for sure. The future of The Mandalorian is definitely up in the air. You got anything else for Chapter 16, The Rescue, Chris?
I don't. I mean, so overall, was it cool? Yes, it was really cool seeing another lightsaber, and and having that like sequence where Din Djarin and Moff Gideon fight. It was cool. But that's about it. Like it just, again, they're just playing on our heartstrings. They're just, they're pulling on our heartstrings. They're giving us the nostalgia and things that we want, but with no real substance to it. And I feel like the show could be more. Again, it could be so much more, but they're just like it feels like a money grab. They're just giving us what we want in order to keep us watching, and that's it.
Keep people talking about it. Well, the future's bright if you're into these Star Wars shows, man, and we're into them. We like them, but the future's definitely bright for these. They've announced a lot of them. They have not yet announced what the next big canon Star Wars movie is going to be, so that's still up in the air.
Obi-Wan's coming out.
That's right. That's right. Kenobi's going to be coming out here soon, and
a series is coming out.
It's going to be. There's a lot in the works here, guys. I'm going to miss this miniseries, man. It's fun getting to talk about this every week, doing these shorter videos. Yeah. So we'll see. Baby Grogu, will we see any more of him?
Oh, I didn't even realize you had him there.
Yeah, I got him chilling right here. Hopefully we will. But you know what? We'll figure it out together, you guys. I'm sure some stuff will be leaked, some spoilers here and there. We'll start to get some teaser trailers, that stuff in 6 months or so here. But more is coming. Chris, go watch that after credits scene. Yep. The Book of Boba Fett will be starting up. Soul's coming out here soon, guys. We'll be doing a review of that. And that's pretty much it, you guys. That's it. We really appreciate all the views we got on this Mandalorian short series. This was a lot of fun to do. Chime in and talk about this every week. Chris, this is the way. That's it, man. That's it. The Mandalorian, Chapter 16, The Rescue, season finale. We'll be here for season 3. You guys already know. And we are out of here.